Madam Speaker, I think let's help the Minister for Finance when it comes to matters of certificate. This issue of certificates, we first raised them in the Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee. Actually, we are the ones who informed the House that there was a problem with certificates. And along the way, you were doing things rightly. What you are calling an addendum, as the law has said, is not provided for in the law. In fact, what you are calling an addendum should have been tabled as the certificate. You didn't have to use the word addendum because it is the information. Addendum is a matter of form. The certificate is a matter of substance. I don't know why you want to take us back. So if what you are presenting captures what section 76 says, you only have to come here and say, this is the certificate for these bills, without even making statements that this is an addendum. I don't know why you are creating a problem for yourself. Just say, this is the certificate, and we are able to proceed without hiding under the word addendum or corrigendum or whatever you want to do.
You see, in the meeting that we had, we said there were things that were lacking in the certificates. And the issue that was raised was additional 1 year. And when you look at an addendum, it is an addition to what is provided for. Nathan.
Madam Speaker, thank you so much. Madam Speaker, it's unfortunate that on Friday we never presented the report of the meeting we held, but nevertheless, we all agree that the minister's certificate of financial implication was missing because the law says it should be 2 years. And also, I have done some analysis, and as the Honorable Osman has said, we need to help the minister. Number one, did we receive a budget here? Yes. And we received the budget. It has the expected income and the expected expenditure. Now, the income will come from so many forms: taxation, grants, loans, mention it. And we've been doing a lot of loans here. But the next one is taxation, which the minister is coming so that he operationalizes the budget, which you have received. So in short, the tax laws they are bringing are talking about the income side. And the URA already exists, which operates, uses those taxes. The government already exists. I don't think if the tax laws they are bringing are going to call for another authority to collect, because it talks about what does the bill, what will it be, the implication. And the implication is that the bill is talking about the budget, which budget will talk about how the government will raise the revenue and spend, and that's for the purpose of the country. So, Madam Speaker, what I wanted to say the minister to go over is that if the issue is the issue of addendum, the certificate of financial implication is basically, which to me, if I was you, I would have said, one, the financial implications on this are already in the budget framework paper and the MTF.
So this is additional.
Exactly. So, Madam Speaker, I don't know, I haven't looked at the financial implication of the minister.
First of all, was the first financial certificate laid on table? Certificate of financial implication? Was it laid?
Madam Speaker and honorable colleagues, the bills were all accompanied by the certificate of financial implications, which I laid on table.
Madam Speaker, colleagues, we need to look at the principle upon which the Public Finance Act was enacted. Sometimes we legislate without reading
the Hansard. When Parliament decided to come up with the Public Finance Act, and in section 9, the idea of certificate of financial implication came about. It was to address two important issues worldwide, and this has been picked from the tradition. South Africa, we picked it from UK and in Nigeria. And Honorable Dan Wandero Gallo, who had traveled too much, we discussed and proposed that we legislate here. We pass acts or bills which come into acts. Government fails to establish the necessary institutions and to implement the act. And therefore, it was agreed that every bill which comes here, they should be planned for it in the budget. But for the tax bills, like Honorable Nandala said, the institution that's supposed to implement it already exists, the Uganda Revenue Authority. So we don't need, by the way, we may need to look at this. For tax bill, Madam Speaker, the institution that's supposed to implement it, the entire infrastructure are in place. The staffs are there, the vehicles are there. This is just to support the budget process. So the provision of 76 in the Public Finance Act says that every bill introduced in the House shall be accompanied by certificate of finance issued by the minister. Number 2, the certificate of financial implication issued under subsection 1 shall indicate the estimates of revenue and expenditure. For this purpose, we only need to look at the aspect of revenue. The aspect of and the revenue is indicated in the addendum the minister has presented. The aspect of expenditure is about the salary, the staff, Uganda Revenue Authority still exists. So while reading this, Madam Speaker, we have been, I think we need to look at the principle of the certificate of financial implication according to every bill. Some bills, the institutions are in place. Some bills, you need money to rent fees, to put directors, to put MD, to recruit staff. But for this, we only need to know how will it impact on the economy, the revenue, which is the addendum, Madam Speaker.
Thank you.